I didn't plan to make this video, but I really would like to talk about Finn Balor vs. Pete Dunne. So,
let's go!
NXT Takeover Vengeance Day was fan-freaking-tastic. Now, was it the single best takeover along the greats of TakeOver New York, Toronto, and New Orleans? No. Not even close. But goddammit, I was sad and lonely on Valentine's Day. Let me have my broken fingers and Io Shirai jumping off of something high. The card started off incredibly strong, with Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez taking on Shotzi Blackheart and Ember Moon. Gonzalez dominated the majority of this matchup in Brock Lesnar fashion. With Dakota Kai being the brains of the operation, the two formed an incredible duo that outsmarted rather than out-wrestled the high-flying, high-octane offense that Moon and Blackheart pulled. By the way, Blackheart gives me strong Jeff Hardy vibes. Her selling of that countered Hurricane Rana into powerbomb on the plastic crowd barrier, and that suicide dive through Moon's legs onto Kai outside, wow, very much Jeff Hardy vibes. She's that high-risk, reliable worker for the NXT Women's Division. The match ended after Gonzalez threw Moon onto the hard ramp outside and into the crowd. Gonzalez plucked the Blackheart out of the air and onto the canvas for the 1-2-3. An incredibly solid opener. MSK faced off against grizzled young veterans. I really felt weird watching this one. I was in peak wrestling fandom when matches such as Ricochet vs. Will Ospreay and Final Deletion became widespread that challenged the traditional aspect of wrestling. Complaints about it insults the fans' intelligence, flippy shit. How am I supposed to believe this ran rampant? After the match, I saw loads of tweets echoing the same thoughts. The constant false finishes continues to be a major problem as well and adds ammo to this argument. But during the match, god damn, I loved all of it. That dive over the turnbuckle onto GYV, brilliant. MSK were hungry and desperate newcomers, and it showed by telling a story in the match that abandoned their main characters and embraced the complete opposite. MSK abandoned the dives for a brief period in the match and was all about brawling completely out of their character. And it was complemented by a complete switch of character for JYV too. They did a damn 450! The false finishes had me on the edge of my seat even though it was quite repetitive, and when MSK finally had their hands raised, I couldn't help but imagine them doing a 450 off the rocket NXT was strapping straight to their backs. Next was a triple threat between Io Shirai, Toni Storm, and Mercedes Martinez. I'll keep this short and brief because that's what the match was as well. The table broke after Toni Storm gave it a trimming on the top. Io Shirai jumped off of something really tall, and Mercedes Martinez continues to haunt me in my dreams at night as she throws everybody around all around the ring. Io Shirai came out of nowhere RKO style with a moonsault for a win. Good enough for a very short time given. Now we have Gargano vs. Kushida and Finn Balor vs. Pete Dunne. These two matches are very similar in their layout, both of them focused on limb targeting and pure mat wrestling. Gargano and Kushida were in a battle of the Gargano Express versus the hoverboard lock. Kushida decimated Gargano's arm throughout the match to soften him up for the hoverboard lock. But Gargano had an answer for every single thing Kushida attempted. Kushida repeatedly had attempt after attempt, chance after chance, opportunity after opportunity to apply the hoverboard lock. But Gargano, like the sneaky conniving heel that I never knew he could be, found a way to escape. Gargano coming out on top while the right decision overall, and going forward really makes me feel for Kushida. Kushida has not had much of a statistical success coming into NXT so far, and by this match it seems to be a continuing trend. I really hope that NXT has something big planned for him. Pete Dunne worked wonders in this match. I truly and genuinely hated Finn Balor immediately after he won the match, because Pete Dunne had me believe so much in seeing him win. That was the power of this matchup. The selling Balor did post-match, not having the finger strength to make a gun sign, and not having the arm strength to hold his own title was brilliant. Finn's selling overall was superb. He looked completely faded towards the end of the match when Dunn had him locked in a submission. And he just survived by having his feet on the rope. And after that, when Dunn delivered a clobbering boot to Finn's jaw on the ropes, it was a thing of bone-shattering glory. Speaking of Finn's jaw, boy did it take a beating tonight. I mean, from the following super kick to the wait a minute, forget Finn's jaw, his fingers. Dunn is now in jail for bending and twisting those things back and forward, left and right, up and down, front, and wait a second, Dunn's knee. Good job putting a tattoo on it, Pete. You gave a bright target for Balor to hit it over and over and over again. Post-match, Dunn, along with Oni Lorcan and Tanny Burch, came out to pummel Balor more, when Undisputed came for the save. Then shock the system. Super kick party. And shock the system. Super kick party. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Your new Gargano vs. Ciampa to carry the NXT brand for the next half a decade. Have a wonderful post-Valentine's Day refresh.